Alright, it's summer, it's the weekend, it's the Euros final, it's England versus Spain, and there's a fridge full of beer in the kitchen. Time to make some homemade lamb doner kebabs.
And you're going to want to start off with your spice mix. Now the entire recipe and method is going to be available on our Substack for this lamb doner kebab, as are all our recipes, and don't forget it's free to subscribe to our Substack at the moment. But basically you're going to start with a couple of teaspoons of oregano, 4 teaspoons of ground cumin and the same of ground coriander, a heaped teaspoon of cinnamon, 6 teaspoons of kosher salt, and I know that sounds like a lot, but trust me, you're going to be using a lot of meat, you're going to want that flavour there. 2 teaspoons of coarsely ground black pepper, 2.5 teaspoons of garlic granules, and 3 teaspoons of onion granules, 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika, and then just give that all a good mix. And moving on to our lamb, we've got 4 pounds of ground lamb here. It's a mix of shoulder, neck and breast. So just get your spice mix right in amongst all of that lamb, make sure every bit is integrated and coated and covered, and then just pop your lamb in the fridge for up to 48 hours. And after 48 hours, it's time to move on to your aromats to make what is effectively going to be a pink sludge, but trust me, it's going to be a lot tastier than it sounds. So we're going to take 6 cloves of garlic and just give them a smash to get the skins off. And then we're going to take 2 large brown onions and just give them a rough chop once they've been peeled. You don't need to be too finicky about how chopped they are, they're going in a food processor anyway. And then pop your onion and garlic into the food processor to give it a blitz. And then take half a pound of smoked bacon. This is streaky bacon if you're in the UK. And just give that a very rough chop. And then your bacon goes into the food processor with your onions and garlic and gets blitzed down to make that pink sludge I mentioned earlier. Now I could do with a bigger food processor here, so if you're like me and you're struggling to fit all the ingredients in, just make sure you keep scraping down those sides and eventually it will become one homogeneous paste. With your pink sludge or paste made, it's time to get the lamb back out and then get the paste incorporated into that spiced lamb mix. And you want to approach this with wet hands, just wet your hands with cold water, and clean hands are always going to be more hygienic than using gloves in this circumstance. And once that paste is completely incorporated into the spiced lamb mix, it's time to build your doner kebab. Now I'm shaping mine here onto a rotisserie skewer, which is actually part of a doner kebab machine that I was gifted from Mama Wizard a few Christmases ago. Thanks Mama Wizard, this is always going to come in handy. But if you don't have a doner kebab maker, you can just create that classic cylindrical meat shape that you'll know and recognise from being in doner kebab shops, wrap that in foil and cook it in the oven. I'll put all the cooking methods and times and heats in our Substack recipe. But just so you know, if you don't have a doner kebab machine, you can still very much make this recipe. With that classic elephant's foot shape made, I'm going to pop this into my machine. And then just get it cooking. And as our guests arrive, you can see they bought a plethora of delicious sides to go with these kebabs. We've got tabbouleh, Greek salad, we've got homemade hummus. And we've even got a very patriotic trifle for dessert.
Oh, that's amazing. That's just like a night out doner kebab.
Yes. That's my fat.
And I can tell you, these kebabs went down beautifully with some skin-on fries and all of those condiments that I've just mentioned.
And I guess the football didn't give us the result that we wanted, but the lamb kebab certainly did. There's none left, it's all gone. And while I didn't get the chance to do a taste test on camera, we've been talking to our guests here and the feedback has been pretty good. They've been saying it's like their favourite lamb doner kebab, but better, like on max. And based on the one I managed to take away for myself to soak up some of this beer, I can tell you I found two key differences in this lamb doner kebab compared to the ones that you normally get from your favourite kebab shop. First of all, the spicing was a lot more pronounced, and you may expect that, with it being made super fresh, marinated for 48 hours, you're going to get that super punch of flavour that you may not get in an establishment that hasn't got the time to follow that process. And the other key difference I noticed was the meatiness. There's a real sense that you're eating very much a meat product when you make a homemade kebab like this. I know there's something quite delicious about the ones you get from kebab shops, but there is sometimes a sense of like you're consuming a processed product, which is delicious. But the meatiness is, well, that was just a very welcome addition to lamb kebab experience, in my opinion. So that was our homemade lamb doner kebab extravaganza. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. My name's Billy Buick. This is the Pitwater Smoke Shack. Please consider giving this video a like, subscribing to our channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you always get notified whenever we release a new video. And please consider sharing this video if you've enjoyed it too. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.